As an aircraft mechanic, also known as a crew chief, you have the possibility of traveling with the aircraft. Crew chiefs have a big responsibility when it comes to ensuring that the aircraft flies safely. But because of this responsibility, you also get several perks, but with perks you also have drawbacks. You have the possibility of traveling all over the world, make extra money, but you also can go to bad locations. I've been a crew chief for 8 years. When you go to the aircraft to ensure during the next flight, you get to see what it sees. Traveling to stateside locations, you can see national monuments, the best vacation spots. You can also travel places that cost hundreds of dollars to travel to normally. When traveling overseas, you can see everywhere people want to see, such as downtown Tokyo, Venice, Paris, and several more places. You can also travel to amazing locations and stay there for a long time. Who wouldn't want to stay on a tropical island for a few weeks, enjoying the beach after just a couple hours of work? Once you arrive at your location, you also get pay benefits. These benefits range from immediate to reimbursable to monthly. The immediate benefit is called per diem. The definition on dictionary.com for per diem is a daily allowance, usually for living expenses, while traveling in connection with one's work. This money you can use on your government-issued credit card. This money is supposed to pay for your food and other living expenses that you might incur not normal for living at home. With the government credit card, you can also pay for your hotel. But the money you get from your hotel, you do not get to keep the extra if you choose to stay in the cheapest place you can find. So you always stay at the best place you can find within your per diem range. And with the meal portion of the per diem, say you get $100 for that one day, if you only use $30 of it, you get to keep that extra $70 for whatever you choose to use it for. Per diem can also range from a few dollars a day to a couple hundred a day, depending on your location you're at. The monthly pay benefit, if you're lucky enough to be a flying crew chief, will show up on your paycheck as a $150 amount up to $400 some dollars based on experience. This is to further help the cost of traveling as a flying crew chief. You travel much more often than a regular crew chief. And that program is called Career Enlisted Flyer Incentive Pay. The reimbursable benefit is if you travel to certain locations, those locations are considered tax-free, so your paycheck will be reimbursed for the month that you paid taxes for if you travel to one of those specific locations. Even though the pay is nice and the locations are usually pretty awesome, there are drawbacks. In the military, especially as a crew chief, traveling causes hardships, especially when you have no choice for traveling. You can travel with very short notice within a couple of hours, especially if you're a flying crew chief. You can also travel to bad locations. Who would really want to go to the middle of the woods in Knoxville, Missouri, or work on the flight line where it's 100 or more degrees and with no shade? And the worst part about being in the military, especially crew chief, are the deployments. Deployments can range from 45 days if you're lucky to over a year, depending on what the Air Force needs you to do. You really don't have a say in that. If you're single, I really don't know why you would not want to be a crew chief. With all the benefits and drawbacks, you have a lot to think about. Before you make your decision, before you make a decision on being a crew chief, you need to know if you want to travel a lot, make a little extra money, or possibly also travel to locations you don't want to go or when you want to go. When choosing career benefits, and drawbacks, you need to make sure you're prepared to make these sacrifices for these benefits. So you have a tough decision to make ahead of you.